Hello. Okay,
Testing,
yeah.
testing.
Yeah, we should be live now. Okay, so a late hello to everyone here. We finally got the audio working again, so we're gonna do the abbreviated version here, right? So we're joined here with myself, Yonatan, and
My name is Jameson.
yeah, and we're going to be seeing a sort of on its way match between Eugene on Eldrazi aggro. As we basically mentioned, it's half Modern Horizons 3 cards
Just about
and
half,
half lands.
Half lands.
And then we'll be seeing Matthew on on at this point a classic Mono Black Scam,
Yeah.
kind of the defender of the old guard of Modern Horizons 2.
Yeah. It's definitely swapped roles. It used to be the new guy. Now he's
So yeah, we actually saw a very quick turn 2 troll plus Douthie from Matthew.
oh wow,
But
a lot of power on board.
yeah, so it looks like this is a lot of power on board, but on the other hand, right, because of that reanimate and because of the was it turn 2 line breaker from Eugene, we also see Matthew at 10 life already.
Yeah. And
So
then, the kicker here turns it into hand, right?
yep.
Oy.
I mean, you can just cycle it again, but still, that is a massive tempo swing in favor of Eugene here,
Oh, yeah.
especially given that the Douthie can't block. So we're just at 3 life here, and pretty much any unblocked creature represents a lethal threat on turn 4 here.
Yep. And Douthie can't block, that's for sure.
Very unlikely to be able to reanimate a troll again at this juncture.
No, I don't think so. So I'm not sure if he has anything that's gonna pull him back out of this.
Yeah,
one.
you usually don't really see main deck sweepers
No.
or in the stack, and even then, a lot of the ones at this mana cost that see play in Legacy wouldn't be doing much.
No.
Great, so looks like we're going to be moving to sideboards. I wonder what Matthew has that can help here. I'm seeing a couple of Sign in Bloods. Those are most likely there for control matchups. These are important. That looks like a pair of Toxic Deluges.
Yep, that'd be good. Wouldn't have helped him in that specific case at 3 life, but
Yeah,
later
yeah.
on, it would have definitely helped.
Oh, for sure. Ratchet Bomb's probably a little bit too slow.
Yeah, well, I think he's be able to power out a lot of high CMC guys to begin with.
On Eugene's side, there's an argument to bring in your Graveyard Hate to stop something like an early Troll or a Grief.
I think the Vexing Bauble is pretty good in the main, right?
Yeah, although I don't know how worried we are about things like Snuff out of this mono black deck. That is definitely something to think about. But in a lot of these more creature centric matchups, I have a tendency to board out my Vexing Baubles here.
Okay.
But
yeah.
I think almost more importantly, Eugene might want to be looking at those Null Drifters in his deck and seeing, because those might actually be a serious liability if reanimated against you.
Oh, very true. Very true.
Given was it 4/4 flying, and for some reason they gave Annihilator one.
Yeah, the Annihilator's
What was it? It's half an Ulamog's Crusher, but it's got flying instead of has to attack.
So souped up Mole Drifter. Right?
Pauper All-Star. Well, I guess Mole Drifter and Ulamog's Crusher, Pauper All-Stars, and this one's somewhere between those two.
Yeah, not doesn't work with Ephemerate too well since it's a cast trigger for the draw.
Indeed.
You don't want to be sacking it like that.
But works a lot better with Dress Down.
Oh yeah.
And Torpor Orb effects.
Very true.
Which is why you've been seeing a lot of these was it Stifle Knot decks?
Yeah, I was gonna say Stifle also.
They've been cutting their Uros and playing straight blue white with Null Drifter because you can very easily curve a turn 2 Dress Down into a turn 3 Null Drifter, and at that point just you drew 3 cards if you include the Dress Down.
Yep.
And you have a 4/4 flyer with Annihilator 1.
Annihilator 1, that text is insane on the card.
Yeah, it is exceedingly rare that both of those are going to matter, but it's also one of those is definitely going to matter a lot in whatever game you're playing. Like, getting clocked for 4 each turn can be very significant, and so is having to sack 1 permanent each turn.
Yeah, notably you cannot pitch it to Force of Will though. It is
yes, it is devoid. So going into this, we are assuming that Matthew is going to be on the play, and here, let me get the overlay adjusted as well.
Looking like a good start. As far as I can see from the hands, Thoughtseize to start, yep.
Yeah, Thoughtseize, take a look at what's going on. Maybe maybe kind of disrupt what's going on there as well. So we're looking at a couple of lands, including an Eye of Ugin there. A Sowing Myco Spawn, which we haven't talked about that one yet. Another new card from Modern Horizons 3.
Gets you land, hates a land. It's
it gets you untapped land. So very often for 4 mana, if you have an Eye of Ugin in play, you can double Stone Rain your opponent with that. The other funny thing, so multiple things that are relevant about this card. Its kicker can target any land, so you can get your opponent's basics with it.
Okay.
And and at the same time, it also exiles lands, which has come up for me with Flagstones of Trocaire.
Oh, true. Wow.
Yeah.
And the kicker is an ETB, and then the search is a cast trigger, or
they're both cast triggers. So
even
if they get countered, even if your opponent plays a dress down, these are still going off. So this Eldrazi deck is surprisingly resilient against a lot of things that are traditionally good at disrupting creatures with text on them.
You would need the new one, the Consigned to Memory.
Yeah, or just Stifle.
Yeah. Well, if you want to answer both
yeah,
creature, and the 3/3 body's not as scary as losing your land is, though.
So we see a Forest and a pass. So looks like we go after the Fleshraker, which means that I think that's a bit of a signal that Matthew isn't necessarily going to be able to how do I want to put this? Sort of like answer what Eugene has going on immediately.
Right.
If that was the case, if
you already had removal.
Yeah, if Matthew was flush with answers, you would probably want to go off after that One Ring.
Definitely.
Yeah. Okay, so we see a draw step from Eugene into an Eye of Ugin, and given that most things in Eugene's deck are have colorless pips in them, we are going to see a pass here.
Yeah.
Yeah, for a deck that is either entirely colorless or mostly green, the mana in this Eldrazi deck, from my experience, has been surprisingly awkward.
Only a handful of actually colored lands, right?
Yep. Where a big concession you often have to make is playing things that make both colored and colorless mana.
Right.
Which
Pain lands and things.
Pain lands, or most significantly, Cavern of Souls and things like Secluded Courtyard. Okay, so we see another discard effect in the form of Grief, and we're gonna have our pick between a ring and 3 Modern Horizons 3 Eldrazi.
There's the Null Drifter.
And the Null Drifter gets binned. Now, I would very much love to see this Null Drifter get reanimated, but from the looks of it, Matthew is sitting on a pile of lands right now.
Could be why he's not so afraid of the Myco.
What did we pitch to the Grief? It looks like we put something in our graveyard for that. It
looks like it's a Shieldred, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, so we're going to play a Liliana of the Veil. Luckily, we have no spawn currently in play to shield against that edict, so Eugene Eugene's development very much still being stifled here.
Bobble a little late.
Yeah. Currently looking at 3 uncastable spells in hand here, so I'm mostly going to be anticipating a cycle here from this.
Yeah.
Castle Lochthwain able to potentially draw Matthew into some more gas here as well.
Looks like that's what he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
And another swamp.
Immediate activation plus having to lose 2 life off of that. And we're most likely going to be going up with this Liliana here. Looks like it.
Yeah,
okay,
land, right?
Cycle the Bauble in response in case we find something better to discard.
All 3 of those are bangers if you can get the mana.
See, even if we end up ripping a land to play this One Ring, we're going to be losing our City of Traders as well.
Oh yeah, that's true. Very true.
So
flip the mana,
play that, and it looks like we're gonna play a Myco Spawn here.
Get him another land at least to replace it.
Yeah.
Right?
Now there are a couple options here. Very likely we could see something like a Wasteland come into play. Mm-hmm. Which could go after that Castle Lochthwain. But honestly, I think I'd rather keep my mana development.
Yourself.
Keep my mana development going here. So a couple of nice options here. We most likely want something that can make 2 colorless mana here. So something like an Eldrazi Temple or an Ancient Tomb.
We're also not sure what he drew. Oh, is that a Kozilek's
Yes,
command?
the hand is
Yeah, 'cause he got
Kozilek's
rid of
command
the land breaker,
and
so he doesn't
the One
have a
Ring.
need for red anymore.
Oh, hey there, Kelvin. How are you doing? Okay, so we're kind of looking through the deck. Yeah, so I'd be thinking either an Ancient Tomb or an Eldrazi Temple here to be able to cast that Kozilek's command.
Especially with the Kozilek's command.
The other potential option here that I think is less appealing is I do really love the interaction between Yavimaya and Ayavugan.
Yeah, being able to reduce it and give you mana off it too.
Yeah. Being able to tap your a land effectively tapping for 3 or more mana, that's very strong.
Very strong. Maybe Matthew will be nice enough to play an Urborg. Instead, he comes with Dark Ritual.
Looks like we have a Dark Ritual
a
into a hardcast Troll of Khazad-dûm.
That's a body.
That is a 6/5 with Super Menace.
Super Menace.
Yeah, Legacy, best format, right?
Yeah. That's a classic action.
So that was an Ancient Tomb from Eugene, right?
Okay, it does look like it. So we're losing the 2 life there.
We're losing the 2 life, and we're casting a command for 2, most likely the modes of Make 2 Spawn and Scry 2.
Yeah. Could be an option to try and exile things out of his grave. He's afraid to reanimate, but that might not be on his radar at the moment. We're trying to advance himself.
Yeah, especially because those Spawn will let you accelerate that ring out as well, which can very much break parity against this Liliana and buy you another turn versus.
And now he's got 3 blockers for the triple menace here.
Well, I mean the ring protection is going to buy you a turn against that troll as well.
Yeah.
So it looks like we see a land and a Vexing Bauble here. I'm inclined to bottom both of those.
Yeah, looks like he's thinking about it though.
Thinking about the tomb, maybe.
Yeah.
Oh,
he's drawing the bauble.
Possibly wants to keep the this is in response to Liliana. Yeah, that's right. Okay.
The ring.
And we also want to protect this from an edict, I guess, or okay, yeah, we're gonna put this ring into play.
Draws the Ancient Tomb.
Plays the Ancient Tomb. Notably, Ancient Tomb, when you tap it for mana now, it doesn't deal you damage because of the ring, because of the ring protection.
Very nice. Oh, going for another draw.
Yep, another draw of Castle Lochthwain.
There's like another swamp off the top.
So Castle Lochthwain going up against the One Ring. Who do we think wins this battle?
I might have to give it to the ring.
Yeah. Give it to the card that's now $130.
Yeah. Although on this first turn, they both did pay 4 to draw 1 card.
Yes.
So,
yes.
I mean, who's really ahead at the moment? Still the ring, yes. Pay life.
Okay, gonna tap it again. Draw 2 this time. Time Walk plus Ancestral Recall, essentially.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
I think so. Repeatable, even, in some decks. Cavern.
Okay, so we're most likely going to be... I see a Wastegate Battle Mage. So potentially looking to unsummon the troll again.
That's
relentless here.
Yeah.
And then possibly going after the Lily here.
Yeah.
With the Myco Spawn.
Well, the Lily's out. So he'll be
we
have one hand still.
Yeah. And then we have a floating colorless, which means that we can play an It that heralds the end for a single colorless mana.
Yeah, he's just got a land in hand from what it looks like. He might not be scared of the discard, for face, but...
So, Eugene looking to be in a very commanding lead here. We're gonna see what Matt is able to draw here to get out of this, but the game is looking fairly over. I believe that was a Hymn to Turok, which is not going to do it here.
No.
So...
Matthew
is far from immediately dead, but the writing is very much on the wall here, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. I mean, a Toxic Deluge is the only thing I could think of to get him back in it.
At the same time, the ring is just going to be infinite gas here for Eugene.
Yeah. There's not really many answers for it in black, are there?
If we could slam a Shieldred here and not have it answered,
that'd be nice.
Yeah, there is a chance that Eugene might just die, but With what we're seeing here, this is very unlikely to happen.
Yeah, I think access to Cossacks command in this deck is just gives me answers to anything.
Okay, so an untap, we lose 2 life off the ring and draw.
Down to 7. Another land.
Another Eldrazi Temple. Do we want to draw 3 here? Honestly, like maybe we just wait for Matthew to make a move here before doing something. There is a chance that we might want to go for a win with something like drawing into a line breaker, but we may as well do that next turn as well, when we can sort of more accurately respond to what Matthew is doing.
No pressure currently.
Mm-hmm.
Dark Rit. And then
Hardcast another troll.
There it is.
The same troll.
The same troll 3 times, yeah?
Yeah. Well, that was...
this is the first game, right?
Yeah. Hey, Bryson, how's it going, dude?
Let's go, Eugene.
Yeah, no, this Eldrazi deck is something else.
It's multifaceted.
Yeah, that definitely feels like a rules interaction that shouldn't happen. But yeah, Linebreaker at the top, off the top, absolutely sealing the deal on a game that was mostly over already here.
Yeah.
The One Ring. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily call it a recent innovation, but something that we've more recently seen slot into a lot of these Stompy decks just to help keep kind of the gas flowing for these decks.
Yeah.
It's been a very solid addition.
Just a nice little pause button until the next turn you can aggro again.
Pause button, and sometimes all you need to do is draw 3 cards to be able to get lethal. Mono Red very much can do this between Goblin Rabblemaster and Broadside Bombardiers.
Yeah.
And Eldrazi can also very much kill you from hand, which is another very important thing for these Stompy decks to be able to do. Interesting. So it looks like we took out our petals here. So with about half the round timer left here, should we look to get a backup match on camera?
Yeah, I think there's plenty of time for one.
Okay, yeah. So you all stay right with us here. We'll see you back in a second. Bryson will answer your question in a second.
Urza's Towers.
Okay, yeah, so it looks like we're not going to have a backup match here, so...
It's like nobody else has finished as fast as they have.
Yeah, everyone's still kind of in the middle of their games, but that's alright. We can kind of hang out and chat here for a bit. To answer your question about Planar Nexus plus Urza's Tower, that's another very interesting development to come out of, was it the Modern Horizons 3 Commander decks? Yeah, because it is simultaneously a Locus as well as every of the Urzatron lands. You've been seeing 4 Urza's Tower in no other Tron lands.
No other Tron, okay.
In the Cloud Post decks.
That's cute.
Yeah. Bryson, I'm very much a fan of that new Cloud Post mana base, and you will probably see me jamming that deck as soon as I can borrow One Rings from people.
Oh, we might be able to make that happen.
Yeah.
That's pretty nuts. Playing our Nexus.
Oh yeah, we haven't really been seeing that one, but Kelvin mentioning Urza's Cave to go find it all.
Oh sure. Yeah.
Yeah. What was it? As if y'all in chat don't know, as Aspiring Spike put it, the expanding Urza's real estate profile has seen some new additions here.
That's funny.
Next, we're gonna see Urza's Timeshare.
That'd be good.
Urza's Vacation Home.
Beachfront property. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, the new green Eldrazi, was Sowing Myco Spawn. Yeah, that card is sick.
So I felt pretty bad that game.
It was
You want to talk about that a bit?
Yeah, sure. So I think the first game kind of spoke for itself. I was just up on it as soon as he went for...
Yeah, on the play, turn to Line Breaker.
I drew into the Line Breaker, and the second that he went to reanimate the troll, I was like, I have this. I already had the Wastegate Battle Mage in hand. And then the second game, I felt was a lot closer. The Wasteland really set me back.
Yeah. We really talked about how the One Ring super broke parity that game.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, the One Ring, right when I needed it.
Yeah. Or rather, drew the mana for it right when you needed it.
Oh, that's very true. I mean, off the Kozilek's command, I got a little lucky finding a card to throw away and also the land.
Kelvin says hi.
Oh, hi, Kelvin. But yeah, and then getting the second Battle Mage. I mean, it just...
Yeah. How have the main deck Battle Mages felt for you?
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's really good against Scam. But I really like that ability of just being able to either exile, like, problematic enchantment, catch his Cauldron, pretty good.
Yeah. Exile,
yeah. Yeah, or just bounce a thing and give you an extra turn.
Answers the ring, right?
It answers the ring.
Answers the ring, it answers, actually, it answers both halves of Cauldron.
Yeah.
Yeah. Although I don't really see a world in which you would bounce the Germ token with that.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, maybe you exile an Aether Vial and bounce the Germ token, but even then, I would probably still get rid of Cauldron.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was an intense game. So, I'll try and find you guys somebody else to play on camera. If not,
yeah, I mean, you guys are the first ones done. You just very fast.
Yeah, we talked to a couple of people. It looks like some other people are done. Some other people are kind of in the middle of game 2 right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
We already talked to Ollie's table, so don't ask again. But
okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I've got D&T on me, so.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
For somebody to play against me.
You can always just get some Pauper in there, man. I'm just saying.
I do have Pauper on me too.
Yeah. What was it? Jameson, the Legacies community's foremost Pauper advocate here, right?
It's the people's format, you know?
Everybody yeah.
If they want to. So.
Also, what is it? Pauper recently the subject of one of the fastest bans of all time.
Yeah, it was a pre-ban, right?
Yeah, Cranial Ram.
Yeah. I don't know how anybody thought that was going to last. I mean, they just got rid of all the glitters. Cranial plating's already banned.
Yeah.
It's come on.
I think it would have been interesting to kind of see
for a week
to see like a broken format for a week again, but at the same time I get it. I feel like we've seen this type of affinity broken format before, so
yeah, they let all the glitters go for a long time.
If it was going to lead to the creation of another deck that was going to be broken, I would have said like let it play out. But
if it's already the boogeyman of the format,
it for how long has it been?
Since the beginning, I don't know. It's
beginning of time.
I've never not seen it be dominant, you know.
Yeah. I mean, even it got Sojourner's Companion banned out of Modern Horizons 2, right?
Yeah, you can't have 8 Mirror Enforcers. A little too many.
Yeah, very lucky that the new Frog Mirror Enforcer is not.
Yeah, that would just get pre-banned too, right?
Yeah.
Say uncommon.
Oh yeah. So how do I feel about Devourer of Destiny? I have tried that card in Legacy Eldrazi. I think it makes a lot more sense in the modern versions where you're trying to make something like Ugin's Labyrinth work.
Yeah, because it has like
personally, I have not been the most fond of it in Legacy, not just because I don't know. The card selection aspect of it is a little bit awkward, and making it up to a 7 mana card, even though it is quite good, can be difficult at times. I think the bigger problem is that very often, especially in a game 1 scenario, you immediately signal to your opponent that you're playing an Eldrazi deck.
Yeah.
And that can inform a number of their decisions, such as, not playing around a Force of Will if they're an all-in combo deck, or
just go for it.
Not playing their Chalice on one, and
right.
that sort of thing. So I think you bleed a little bit too much information, and I've found both Devourer and Once Upon a Time to be fairly middling in this shell.
Okay, Once Upon a Time too.
Yeah,
I think with like in Modern, the synergies with Karn the Great Creator, or just you can exile the 3 cards and just get one of them right back, but
absolutely,
not so much around here.
Or what is it in the Eldrazi Breach deck? Ugin the Defiler counting things in exile.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't kept my eye on that deck too much. I've heard about it, but I haven't really seen it in action.
Yeah. The funniest interaction to me is that, if you somehow put Ugin the Defiler into play, off out of the exile zone, it sees itself.
Okay.
So, one card that can do this is Emperor of Bones.
Oh, the new one, yeah.
Yeah. So then it comes in with 10 counters and Annihilator 10.
That's all your permanents in most situations, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen this new thing called Nadu create a lot more than 10 permanents, but
that's fair. But I mean, if they're doing that, you already lost. Right?
How are we
in about 10-15 minutes?
How do you feel about the new bird?
Slow, dies to dismember. I don't know. I'm just kidding. No, it's a lot of value. It's a lot of value. It's have an answer or lose. I mean,
loses to a turn 2 Ruby Medallion.
It does lose to that. I will say that much. But they've got a lot more tools, a lot more resilient than that deck. But it's not hard to answer, but it demands an answer. And if you don't have it, then you lose. And can't argue with the Pro Tour results too, because I was surprised by him. I did not think it was going to do that well. I thought,
yeah. No, it was really funny. 5 Nadu decks in top 8, but then 4 Nadu decks in top 4.
Yeah, that was a lot. Did you watch the final?
No.
It was not very interesting to watch.
I did see the YouTube comments on that.
It was very Nadu versus Nadu.
It definitely so. It feels like a very open and shut ban case in Modern.
Yeah.
I think Legacy is much better equipped to deal with the card.
Yeah.
But I think we might also see how that shakes out in Legacy.
Yeah, I know it's going into a lot of different decks. Nadu Infect,
Cephalid Breakfast has been splashing for the card because you're already playing Shuko and Nomads. There's also just Bant Stoneblade that plays Shuko.
Yeah, that's fair. Does slide into a lot. I know in Modern they slide right into the Hammer Time deck. Because Pure Steel Paladin makes everything a Shuko.
yeah, that's very true. And then, I guess you can also just win with a Cauldron Complete, giving something haste, right?
Yeah, or you just get their Lava Spur Boots.
Right.
You're the new guy, and then you move the Paradise Mantle, tap for mana, put on the guy, just go down the line, cast your whole deck, and.
Pithing Needle versus Flute. What are our thoughts? I freaking loved Disruptor Flute.
I think it's got more
it is
versatility.
It is probably one of the best cards in, or one of the best new additions to any kind of Ancient Tomb deck, but especially Cloud Post decks. Okay. Those decks were already very much interested in playing in playing just a pile of Pithing Needles game one.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
the fact that these double as combo disruption
Very
helps
good.
shore up one of the one of the sort of biggest issues
Yeah.
that those decks were facing.
Yeah, just being able to. It's never a dead card, right? You can just call any card you want. Still have to pay more for it now.
Yeah.
Whereas Pithy Needle, you're not always gonna want.
Still
In your opening hand.
Still on my bucket list is flashing in a Disruptor Flute in response to a Cascade trigger.
That'd be great. Let me call Crashing Footballs.
Living End.
Living End, yeah.
Creative Technique.
Oof, yeah.
Okay, so it looks like we're seeing Dylan on his. Dylan is playing. It looks like Necro Dominance against Eugene on Mono White.
Last time I played him, he was on Doomsday.
But... So it looks like we're playing two of the backside of Valakut Awakening here.
Necro Dominance. It's turn 2.
Yeah,
he's supposed to win already. Like
shouldn't the game already? Why are both players still at 20 life?
I don't understand.
No, but Valakut Awakening, what do you remember what the back part of that is called?
No, it's something Stoneforge?
Is it Valakut Stoneforge?
I think it might be. Yeah. Good card.
Yeah.
Very good card. Especially in this deck.
Oh, yeah. If you don't immediately hit what you need to win.
15 cards. No, there's a good.
Yeah, just
another 15 real quick.
Speaking of Necro Dominance, have you seen what the what the newest price increase on a card is in that format?
No.
Have you seen what happened to Soul Spike?
Oh, Soul Spike, yes.
Yeah.
Specifically Dominance. But no, Soul Spike is I don't know. All the mono black burn players rejoicing and cashing in, I think.
Yeah.
Eugene going straight for the land.
Yeah, Eugene just going for a turn 2 White Orchid Phantom here.
Is that 2
a White Orchid Phantom cards? And then flickering it with the goodest girl, Philia.
Yeah.
Who, Philia, exuberant shepherd, not actually a shepherd, but a corgi.
I mean, honorary.
Yeah. She is shepherding the
she has
the spirits.
Yeah.
So yeah, it looks like we see a concession here because Dylan plays no basics and we just got double Stone Rained on the third turn of the game.
Well, that'll do it.
Yeah.
Necro Dominance kind of fragile.
Necro Dominance very much at the mercy of its mulligan decisions.
Yeah. You can go down to like 3 and still pull it off.
Oh, that's actually a really interesting comment about Flute. You can name someone's commander with it.
Okay, just.
I was it 1.5 commander taxes if I remember the rules right.
Was it yeah. It's 2, right? Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean the other thing is, so I definitely see it as an upgrade in any non-Urza Saga deck that was already planning on playing Pithing Needles game 1.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be, like I mentioned, Cloud Post, but also very important Dark Depth strategies.
Okay, yeah, that's true.
Again, because fast combo can be a big issue for your deck, being able to kind of have cards that pull double duty in that regard can be very strong.
Yeah. It's a strong play off of turn 1. Just knowing, just finding out what they're on and just flashing it in to call whatever.
Also, I am absolutely in love with Vexing Bauble, that when it's playable in decks that have the ability to sort of shove through a combo. Okay, so it looks like we're going to be throwing back a 7 from Dylan here.
There's quite a colorful hand. I mean,
yeah.
For a mono black deck.
For a deck that mostly cares about resolving a triple black spell.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, you're very much trying to draw your dark Cabal rituals or your Manamorphoses with this deck.
Yeah, I know there's been a couple different versions I've seen running around. I'm not sure which one is the standard, which one's kind of pulled ahead, or what's Dylan's on anyway. And I was watching a few videos of... what's the card? Born Upon the Wind, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I saw a couple different versions running around.
Yeah, typically the idea is you want to power out a Necro Dominance on turn 1, pay 19 life, and then
flash everything in, right?
Yeah, and then exile all your spirit guides and cast your things with flash and whatnot.
Yeah, some people were using like Leyline of Anticipation, but that was very
yeah, the problem is, right, that it doesn't help you get your Necro out, and it doesn't do anything when you draw it off your Necro.
It's just a force, but you're not really wanting to do that. You're
not really running force.
Anyway,
Okay, so one way or another, the game is over. We see a turn 1 Summoner's Pact out of Dylan here.
Yeah.
So quite possibly, so for Elvish Spirit Guide, effectively, right, more copies of Spirit Guide in this deck.
Yeah. Deck thinning.
Yeah. Or just, having more effective copies of them.
Mm-hmm.
So looks like we are going to be casting a Dark Ritual into a Beseech the Mirror.
There you go.
Which then will very likely
the swamp or the Vault Whispers.
Yeah, I don't think this is quite a win with Gaia's Will, right? No.
There's you cast not enough now.
Let's see.
You
1, 2, 3,
5, right?
4,
Will, and you double
5. It could have been a Gaia's Will line, but maybe he's not playing that card either.
Okay. Just kind of.
But yeah, looking to then now pay 19 life.
Got shot.
Well, you do draw the cards the second you do that, so then you can just win in response or Pact of Negation.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
You do it in response to the trigger or something,
interestingly, in terms of a lot of these turn 1 Glass Cannon decks, both Necro Dominance and Oopsal spells received a lot of new tools. Well, Necro Dominance wasn't even a deck beforehand, but
right.
Oopsal spells also received a lot of new tools.
Lands, right?
Yeah, and well, most significantly, right, you get to just play all of the black lands.
Yeah.
Which makes the mana a lot more reliable in that deck.
They're somewhat relevant. I mean, the Exile in the Grave off the Goblin, and
so yeah, looks like we're gonna be getting another pact. So was that 8 green mana on our next turn?
Yeah, you better be ready to pay that. It's coming up soon. Oh, he had the Thalia.
Yeah.
Let's see. Dylan, Exile Simian Spirit Guide, Pact for Elvish Spirit Guide.
Is that a Samwise the Stout-Hearted? Under the Aether Vial?
I'm not sure. It looks like it.
So Eugene looks to very much be F6 here.
Yeah. Hand turned up.
Manamorphose. Okay, all we need is a Born Upon the Wind now, right?
I think I saw him flick past it. Draws another Manamorphose.
I think we have a Born Upon the Wind here.
Yeah, I think at the bottom of the pile there's one. Draws another card, another Vault. Where's the there? Yeah, I think just gonna go for more Morphoses. Might as well.
Is there a chance maybe we don't have the Tendrils yet?
They're in a full set of Beseeches, I'm assuming, right? So
yeah.
He's got the.
So yeah, Dark Ret. Again, this is all still in Dylan's end step before we move to cleanup.
Yeah. It's not past priority, alright. Well, it's to resolve the spells he does, but. It's not moved to end. Cabal. Does not threshold.
Wait, what? Yeah, no, that was not a Manamorphose. Judge? No. Okay, there's the Born Upon a Wind, which is going to draw a card.
There we go. Now I can play.
And there's the Tendrils of Agony, which is probably more like 20 draws at this point.
Yeah. Well, he did the thing.
So yeah, one game apiece each time, but, Dylan's deck got to do the thing this time.
50% is a lot. So let's see how the game 3 goes. Well, we're running out of time, but we could probably sneak one in if he's that fast.
But no, most likely, let's just let these players kind of catch their breath between rounds.
Definitely.
And clear their mind. So yeah, we'll see everyone back here very shortly. Hi, and welcome back, everyone. I need to update the players' decks here, but it looks like we will be having Luis on Bug or Sultai Beans on the right here against Mikkel, who is kind of the infect player of the store.
Yeah.
But, guess what you can, in addition to killing someone with a Glistener Elf, do you know what you can also do with the card Invigorate?
No.
You can trigger a Nadu with it.
It does target.
Yeah. So it's funny. A lot of your pump spells and things like Legolas's quick reflexes, mutagenic growths, invigorates,
getting more pump spells into your hand.
getting more pump spells into your hand, more lands, and potentially even being able to fire 2 lethal threats in one turn.
That's pretty good. I've only heard about it. I'm anxious to see it in action.
I mean, the thing that I've pretty much the other thing is it triggers off your opponent's removal spells, right?
Yeah.
So it can draw you into things like Force of Will and whatnot.
Yep. Triggers on target. And big inciting? Yeah, probably.
If Bryson is still here in chat, we've got your favorite here, Bug Beans.
Bug Beans. Okay. Looks like we're getting ready to start.
Yeah, so it looks like just a turn 1 Polluted Delta. Since we are fetching, very likely a Ponder here.
Yeah, I can see that. Looks like there's a Brainstorm in hand as well. Yeah, Ponder.
One of the very nice textless Ponders.
Those are nice.
Yeah. Those were formerly, I think, player rewards, right? It's like if you played enough Magic in a certain period, they just mailed these to you, right?
Yeah, something like that.
There were lightning bolts, and I think the funniest at the time is the textless cryptic command, right?
Oh yeah, I used to have a set of those.
Yeah.
Yeah, those have fallen off as far as value, but that got a little Merfolk hand on it.
Yeah. I just think it's funny that kind of one of the cards which at the time had some of the most text out of any card had a textless version.
What was that 4th mode do again? It's like, I'm not sure.
What order do the modes resolve in? That sometimes that comes up, yeah. Okay, and we see a very nice black bordered tropical island from Mikkel into a Glistener Elf, one of the titular infect cards. And we see Orcish Bowmasters, which will be met by a Daze from Mikkel.
An Invocation Daze.
Oh, yeah. No.
His deck is very, very nice look.
Mikkel with one of the more blinged out decks in this. So, yeah, this looks like an...
Yep.
A scale up plus an invigorate, right? Is that one called scale up? Yeah.
6 + 4 is 10.
Yeah. That's a 10-8 coming in there, right? He becomes a 6/4.
Yeah, 6/4 and then plus the 4/4.
Yeah. So turn 2 kill, and that's all she wrote.
Through interaction too.
Yeah.
With the Daze.
No. Again, in fact, one of these sort of unrelenting decks that we've also been talking about here.
It's a scary one.
Mm-hmm.
They've got a clock and they got counters and they're lean and they only cost 1 or 0 mana.
It's like Delver, but they can kill you on turn 2. Sign me up.
Yep. It's a super Delver. Delver that can't be blocked and does infect. Jeez. Yeah, and the Legolas's quick reflexes is just such an upgrade for the deck.
Yeah, definitely one of the coolest cards to come out in last calendar year.
Yeah, it's seen its way into a few different decks too.
Yeah, I remember having some fun with it in Hardened Scales and Legacy.
Right, yeah.
Being able to untap a Steel Overseer with it.
Pretty good. It's an old classic Steel Overseer.
So it looks like kind of what Luis is looking to do here is most likely to really trim a lot of the fat in his deck and really be able to present an overabundance of interaction into
Yeah.
Mikkel. In spite of, every non-Nadu creature in Mikkel's deck being an X1, I'm actually not the biggest, or I don't actually think that Orcish Bowmasters is all that good against Infect,
No.
simply for the fact that it costs 2 mana.
Yeah.
You have a deck that is already equipped to deal with a lot of X1 hate, so it typically always felt a little bit disingenuous to hear people say that sort of Infect fell off because of Orcish Bowmasters when
No,
yeah.
It just became less popular. I don't think it ever.
Yeah, which the thing is, like, it is kind of part of a sort of relentless amount of interaction to come out of this bug deck. Orcish Bowmasters is a piece of the puzzle there,
Right.
but it's not single-handedly the reason.
No. I think what's the creatures on the field is a lot harder to deal with than on the stack. I think.
Yeah.
The stack is where you want to interact with this deck.
Especially because Infect is so good at dealing with damage-based removal.
Mm-hmm. Did they just get bigger?
Yeah. Now, I actually talked to Mikkel about this before this round, and he kind of mentioned that the Nadus are primarily there for the Delver matchup. Just being a 3/4 flying for 3 mana is very good, while also being able to just draw a couple of cards if they bolt your creatures. Yeah.
Yeah, this is the one problem the deck did have, I should say, before Nadu or this variant was introduced. Is just they can run out of cards in hand pretty quick, and they're not able to refill, but Nadu can answer that.
So typically Luis does have, all the tools and answers. The only question is whether these can come out fast enough to do anything.
Yeah, if he can withstand the first couple onslaughts, he's in
uh,
a good position. But
Luis has a massively vested interest in this game going long.
Yeah.
So this looks to be, is that a noble hierarch?
I think so. Wasteland.
Okay, we see a wasteland. Not usually what you do in the face of kind of a mana dork, but
yeah,
maybe
want to hold it for like the ink moth, but if that's his only color choice, you never know what's in his hand. It's pretty light on lands, I think. I mean, he's got one, but the deck itself is light on lands. Yeah.
Looks like Luis brought in surgical extraction here. What do you think the plan is there? Is the plan just to reduce the amount of things that Mikkel can possibly kill you with?
It's not terrible. I mean, he's only has so many infect creatures, right? You answer one and you remove all the rest of them. Now he's only
Ponder sees a Stifle, a Murktide, and I want to say a Brainstorm. Was that the Jace Spellbook Brainstorm?
Oh yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think Stifle's gonna do the trick here.
So a random draw gives us a Fatal Push, which is not bad. A little bit worried about running straight into another Daze again, but sort of if you're in Luis's seat, how likely are we to fire off this Fatal Push right now versus on Mikkel's turn?
Right.
I mean, we do still have mana up for Legolas, but Mikkel also needs to have it. But it looks like this is going to meet a Force of Will.
Force pitching Nadu.
Okay, Pendelhaven off the top, and looks like we have an Invigorate and a Berserk here. And it looks like the game's just over.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, like we sort of said, the Infect deck just being absolutely relentless here.
Hit him with that one, too.
And that kind of looks to be the name of the game in Legacy right now, right?
Yeah.
You have to go big, you have to go fast.
Yeah, or you have to have answers. A
Yeah.
lot of them.
All right, we'll see if we can find a backup match for you.
Yeah,
but yeah, that was some quick magic right there.
Exactly how you expect that match to go, though. I mean, just one way or the other, quick.
Does it look like they're maybe just going to be playing another one here? I don't think I saw them decideboard.
It might be.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind. Yeah. You want to go check or?
Yeah. I'd love to see this. I'd love to see Nadu actually hit the field.
Yeah. It looks like the deck's being presented.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. They're giving the people what they want. More action.
What's your favorite creature with Infect?
Probably just Blighted Agent. I mean, can't block it. It's blue.
I know that I'm technically wrong, but of course, as an artifact player, I'm very partial to Inkmoth Nexus.
Inkmoth Nexus. Well, it's a land, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's not a creature.
You got Ichor Claw Mirror. That's a
Ichor Claw Mirror. Yeah.
Pauper Staple.
Phyrexian Crusader.
That's protection from white and red. Right?
Yeah, protection from Boros.
Yeah. It's a good one. Yeah, there's just a black infector goes around, right?
What's the dragon's name again? Skitherix?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Commander card, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Venerator Rot Priest does not have infect, but I like that one a lot too.
Oh yeah. So it looks like a Brainstorm and a Ponder from Luis here. Hand looking to be, again, chock full of interaction. The question is, can this all be sequenced properly, and
So
can this all come out in the right
at
order?
least.
Yeah.
That could be big.
Yeah, and can the... Yeah, sequencing is very important, and the question of whether this can all come out fast enough.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like we don't have any creatures for the first couple of turns here from Mikkel. Looks like we're fetching a Trop here on, I want to say, turn 2.
Yeah.
To play a
You just have the
Glistener Elf.
Yep.
Is that the special Phyrexian one?
It looks like it,
Yeah.
With the border.
No, I love the bling in Mikkel's deck here so much.
Yeah.
I want to also say that those are German tropical islands.
Are they?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, then the Nado you saw, that one was the etched.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so Wasteland into another Brainstorm from
Dress down
from Luis here.
That's pretty decent.
Yeah. Sadly, it doesn't actually negate pump effects after they've happened because of weird layering stuff that happens. But
it's not part of their abilities they're losing. Yeah, same with
however, making a creature lose Infect can be relevant.
Huge.
Especially since your life total usually isn't under much duress.
Yeah. It's a healthy resource he's got.
So it looks like we're going to be going for another tropical island into a noble hierarch here.
Yeah, those noble hierarchs are something to look at too. I'm not sure where those are from. Or Secret Lair or something, but...
Yeah, quite possibly. Here, let me Google what all the versions of this are.
That one is very green.
Blue and green, or at least, for the last half a decade, one of the stronger color combinations in Magic.
Yeah, definitely. I'm a big fan of blue-red, but anything with blue is going to be a house.
Yeah. Looks to be one of the special versions from Double Masters.
Ah, okay. Yeah, they got so many different arts these days.
Yeah. Personally, very partial to the old frame Judge Foil version of it.
Yep. I agree with that.
Same with that, and also I think the version of Bob that comes in that.
It's the same art, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't think I've seen that one though.
Yeah, it's the original art, unlike a bunch of the arts that have replaced it at this point.
Yeah, it's been quite a few. I like those islands though.
Yeah,
Some stables. Oh, he's got the Mystical Archive Brainstorms.
Now we sometimes see a white splash from the Infect deck here. I don't know if Mikkel is on that.
What's the white for?
Typically you see a couple of Swords to Plowshares in the sideboard.
Okay, sure.
And occasionally the Odd Teferi.
Oh, Teferi. Very interesting. Okay. I can see that.
Where again the white mana is also somewhat aided by your noble hierarchs.
Right. Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if the deck needs it at the moment. Just either you typically see a Savannah or a basic forest. You usually don't see both.
Right. Okay. Yeah, they've got a lot of important lands to fill. Beans resolves. We gotta push. So you're gonna fight for it. Let's it go. It's down 2 creatures so far.
Mm-hmm.
Well, last time I played against Mikkel, he just beat me down with endurances. So.
This was you playing your usual mono blue fare.
Yeah, it's bigger than Delver.
Yeah. Okay, so we look to be seeing an Exalted trigger and an Invigorate on the Inkmoth Nexus. So that's 1+1 is +4 is 6. We will be seeing a Force of Will on this Invigorate, followed up by a second Invigorate.
He's got mana to pay for days. What
and
does Mikkel have in hand?
4 cards in hand for Mikkel, 2 for Luis.
Yeah.
Are we responding to the Up the Beanstalk? Oh yeah, we're responding to the Up the Beanstalk trigger with the second Invigorate here. Luis draws.
So that's Force Resolve?
Yep.
Oh, no.
Well, no. This is the second Invigorate.
Right. Yeah.
I think. And then here we're just going to cast an Embiggen. Followed up by a second Force.
That's... these beans just keeping him going, though.
Remind me what the text on Embiggen is again?
It's, it gives you +1/+1 for every type, except for like non-bushwag type, right?
Or it's you have to target a non-brushwag creature.
That's what brushwag.
Which I think is
it's
only it's only there to avoid you from targeting changelings with it.
Be a
and then
260
but I believe it gets +1/+1 for every type, subtype, and super type.
So you're looking at
creature,
land,
artifact, Phyrexian, elf.
Right. Yeah, because they all got changed to be Phyrexians as well. So they all get minimum +4/+4, I think.
Okay, so there Nadu runs right into a Daze there, which very fortunate for Luis there. That is something that very much could keep pace with this Up the Beanstalk.
Yeah, definitely. It could surpass it even.
Yeah.
Wonder if he plays any Shukos in his list just to get those free triggers off.
Oh no, I think it's unlikely to help with the regular Infect plan.
I agree. It's not
okay, so we see an Exalted trigger. Are we going to be responding? Okay, so it looks like we have Murderous Cut and Orcish Bowmasters here, but Luis just lets the damage go through and chooses now to Murderous Cut.
Ah, so he doesn't respond with...
Khans of Tarkir block staple.
It's a good one.
Triggers Up the Beanstalk.
Beans brought it back, that's for sure.
And yeah, Legolas in response to save it.
Can't split second.
Can't because of split second.
Ah, rough. Yeah, one of the newer cards out of MH3 is split second.
Yeah.
The Destroy Artifact spell.
Oh yeah.
That one's been pretty funny to see.
Isn't that one also in Pauper?
Yeah, it is a common, yeah.
Yeah. So I've seen people write how you can actually use it to make infinite mana.
Oh, with the Mogwarts deck.
Yeah, with the Mogwarts combo with the
stack.
split second on the stack. Yeah.
Protected. I use it in Ruby Storm in my sideboard. Hits a relic that can't pop in response. Wish. Get that out of here.
Okay, coming in for lethal poison here. We're most likely going to have to, I believe, play the Bowmasters that's in hand here unless we have another piece of interaction.
Quite possibly.
Okay, so it looks like we have a Fatal Push.
Yep.
So, Fatal Push, or first of all... Okay, we're going to try the Bowmasters first and target the Inkmoth with that. And it looks like we have a Brainstorm in response.
Gotta get that out of the way.
Now, how are we going to fight over this? Okay, Daze on the Brainstorm in response.
Okay.
And the Inkmoth dies. Okay. Good news for Luis here.
Yeah.
Especially since we don't have a follow-up Infect threat from Mikkel here.
Yeah, one land, just noble.
And now we start the slow clock of beating down with 2 1/1s.
Oh.
Okay, there's a Nadu. We no longer have that Daze, right? But we should still have the push, right? We just need to find a way to get Revolt.
Right.
Unless we want to... Yeah, it looks like we're going to be pushing the Noble Hierarch with Nadu still on the stack. Oh, another Bowmasters. Yeah,
Nadu on the
with
stack.
with hopefully with Nadu on
Oh,
the stack.
does not seem to be on the stack. You got a trigger from it.
Okay. Ah. Did we get Revolt?
Cause he. Oh, did he not get revolt? You're right.
I mean, the match is already over, but
Right,
I
it's
think
just for
that's
fun. But that's
yeah,
interesting.
yeah.
Yeah, no fetches or anything like that.
Do you want to go say something?
I think maybe since it's out of the event, which maybe after, but
Yeah.
yeah, but I think it'd be a little bit too much work to rewind it. Although it is a legal play to target your opponent's creature with a fatal
Yeah,
push.
yeah.
Just on a resolution, it won't destroy it.
I think there's a chance that Luis thought that Revolt also counted your opponent's things leaving.
Yeah, might be.
Yeah. Which it doesn't, right?
No, it does not.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd have to like bowmaster his own guy or something to get the
Yeah,
trigger,
yeah. Bowmaster your Bowmaster.
I mean,
But
gotta be done sometimes.
but yeah, looks like we have a full house in play here for Luis.
Yeah, it does look like that, right?
Beans full of Bowmasters.
Beans over bows. But Nadu keeping Mikkel's hand nice and full again.
Mm-hmm.
What's the blue card in the front? He's got. Find out in a second, maybe. Yeah, this game going a lot longer than the first two. Was that echoing truth?
Yep,
It is
echoing truth.
Ah, very cool.
Very unlikely to bounce up the beanstalks here.
Nah, maybe not. Although he could only replay 2 of them, right? Yeah. Scoops it up there. Echoing truth. That's a good one.
Yeah, and looks like Mikkel packs it up here. Yeah, looks like we're going to be decideboarding here, so let's go out and talk to the players,
Yeah,
and
check it out.
we'll see if we can find a backup match for you all. Okay, hey everyone. Welcome back for another round of Tuesday Night Legacy. We are seeing here a mirror match of Andrews, although they are each on drastically different decks here.
Only one of them can be Andrew after this.
They're
change their name.
There will be one Andrew W and one Andrew L.
Yeah, there you
go. Andrew Richardson, the resident Stifle enthusiast of this shop, is on Blue Black Tempo, featuring a lot of new Modern Horizons cards.
Yeah.
Very notably, Psychic Frog.
Good card.
Psychic Frog, Nethergoyf is. I get that one and Barrowgoyf mixed up.
For some reason, I call it Necrogoyf. I was doing it for a full week until somebody corrected me.
Yeah.
Like, okay,
and notably also 1-mana Tameo.
Another good card. It's
Have you been playing that card in Murktide at all?
I haven't actually touched Murktide since Image 3 came out. I'm not really sure how it's going to land yet. I think I might port it into a Dimir deck though.
Yeah.
Kind of pretty much playing those same
cards. Even though you don't get to play the two best 1-drops from MH2, Dragon's Rage, trying to learn Ragavan.
Yeah, I think the Psychic Frog just has more reach than those cards right now.
Yeah, and well, what deck is Andrew Vigner on here?
High Tide. It's
what's that deck looking to do?
Play the card High Tide, I think, right? And just
and then tap your islands for a lot of mana. Cast.
Say Mind's Desire. Is that their
Mind's Desire and Time Spiral, right?
Yeah.
Time Spiral being the main mana engine in that deck alongside Turnabout to untap your lands.
If he's running the
Snap Cloud of Fairies.
Well, yeah, there's a few ways to do it, right? There's one that plays during the opponent's upkeep.
Oh,
right?
Reset. That some people call. I think it's like you have to do with that after your opponent's draw step.
It has to be during their turn, I think.
Yes, it has to be during their turn. But
their draw steps so that they draw.
No. I don't think you're allowed to cast Reset on their upkeep.
Is that what it is? I'm not too sure.
Yeah. Typically, what you do is you wait for your opponent to attack you for lethal, and then you combo off. For some reason, people call the deck Solidarity.
Yeah, I've heard that too.
It's one of those sort of holdovers of unfortunate legacy deck naming, but we kind of just see a lot of draw go here between these two, which I've gotta say most likely favors the High Tide deck here. Really, what the High Tide deck wants to be doing the first few turns of the game is just playing islands and sculpting your hand, and eventually they're gonna have 4 or 5 islands in play. They're gonna draw up to 8 cards, and but getting those islands into play might be difficult if, your fetch line gets stifled. Andrew's signature move here.
Stifle's a good one.
Do you like a stifle?
Stifle's it's one of my favorite cards, I think, yeah. Right after, Days and Force of Will, right?
I recently sold my stifles.
Sold your stifles?
Yeah.
Weren't using them?
I just don't play blue.
That's fair, yeah.
Yeah.
And not for you?
I don't really want to buy dreadnoughts.
No, I wouldn't either.
Also, if I were to play blue, it would probably involve the card Thoughtcaster Emery.
Yeah,
or
that's a good one.
Kappa Cannoneer, Blastoise himself.
Legal and modern.
Yeah.
Master Uguay.
Is Kappa Cannoneer good in modern?
It's not seeing as much play as I thought it would.
Okay, so we're seeing a Nethergoyf here, and if I recall, this is the one that only counts your own graveyard.
Right.
So we are
it has escape on it as well, right?
Yeah, so we are currently looking at, is that a fetch land under the bauble?
I believe so. So we're looking at 3/4.
Yeah, looks to be a 3/4. Oh, apparently a 2/3. So that might just might just be another instant right now. But can very easily become a 3/4 with the polluted Delta that's currently in play.
Yeah. Not sure if he plays anything like Street Wraith or something to...
What is the card that's under Mishra's Bauble? I can't make out what that is.
It does look to have a mana cost, though. I think you're alright about it being an instant.
Oh, it was probably a Surveil. It was probably surveilled away.
Okay.
Which means that it's probably something like a Fatal Push or a Sheoldred's Edict.
Which is dead in the matchup.
Yeah. How has Psychic Frog been sort of... What's been your impression of that card?
If you untap with it, you kind of just win the game a lot of the time. It's very, very strong.
Feels very reminiscent of Dreadhorde Arcanist, doesn't it?
Yeah, I can say that. It's just a must-answer threat at 2 mana, but it's in blue.
Ooh, I'm still trying to figure out what that black card is. I think it could also be a Snuff Out. Okay, it's go time.
High Tide.
We see a High Tide with 2 other lands in play.
Force.
Meeting a Force from Andrew, looking to be forced back by also Andrew.
You know what I see there? I see Storm Count 3.
Yeah. Thinking about what to exile here, and it looks to be an...
shiny card.
Is that an... I almost said that's an Echo of Aeons, but that's very unlikely.
No, I don't see...
Oh, is that a Mind's Desire? Is that one of the special versions of that card?
Might be.
Yeah.
It looks like about 6 mana. But no flashback on it from what I can see.
Okay, so double Force from Andrew here.
That's a lot of cards out of hand.
Very unfortunate for Andrew.
Yeah. Sitting there with 1. He played a Bauble. Sees his top. Nethergoyf is...
Nethergoyf still just cracking in for 3, but...
Yeah.
Hey, it's got 2 more toughness than Delver of Secrets.
It does. Doesn't fly, but it's...
But it comes back.
It does come back.
Which seems kind of relevant, doesn't it?
The cost is you have to do the Ditch Delirium cost, right? So
yeah. Type. But the funny part is, I believe you're also allowed to overpay for the escape cost.
Oh, really?
Because it says exile any number of cards with 4 or more card types.
So you can just ditch your whole grave? I mean...
Yeah, which... not good for the Nethergoyf, but it might be good for your Murktide in play. Yeah,
I didn't realize that. Okay.
Was it? You can also use Psychic Frog's exile ability.
That
one's
very good. Combo that with Echo of Eons, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Ditch an Echo of Eons to your
Psychic Frog. Refill your hand. Discard all those. I've had that happen to me. It's very strong.
What was it? Whatever gets exiled grows the Murktide.
Yeah, as long as it's instants or sorceries.
Yeah. Was also a reference to the Tarmogoyf flavor text.
Oh, was it?
What was it? Whatever something dies and whatever dies grows the Tarmogoyf was the Modern Masters flavor text on that card.
Oh, okay. I was not aware of that.
Okay, so looks to be getting a Mystic Sanctuary. Very likely to rebuy a High Tide here.
Mystic Sanctuary.
I don't know how much longer we can keep sculpting here. I think we just have to go for it while Andrew only has 2 cards in hand.
Yeah.
Where...
He's got this card to hand size, if not. I mean, he got a lot of cards in hand.
So, yeah, we have a High Tide plus a Turnabout here.
Busting out the dice.
Turnabout, another thing that can that targets players.
Is that another situation where we wouldn't be able to change the target if you were to steal it with the invert polarity?
Yeah, you're allowed to.
Oh, you're allowed to? Okay.
You're allowed to, and I don't even think it's modal. I think you choose everything on resolution.
Oh, okay.
On resolution, you choose like lands, creatures, artifacts, and then also whether you tap or untap them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right, because it can be used defensively to tap creatures. I forgot about that.
Invert Polarity is a card that I think has been making people mad to no end.
Yeah, it's very interesting. It's I got my Ral stolen from you one time. That's interesting. You know.
Okay, so Turnabouts himself to untap all the lands and make some more mana. It looks like we still only have 1 High Tide in effect here, and it looks to be a kind of risky time spiral here, since you risk drawing Andrew into a Force of Will.
Yep. But I mean, if he's gone as far as he can with the cards in his hand, it's
yeah.
He's shuffling quite a lot of good stuff back.
But typically at this point, you're going to have such an overwhelming... Well, you're not really going to have an overwhelming mana advantage because here's a pop quiz. High Tide, is it symmetric?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it is. So currently, all of Andrew's lands also tap for 2 mana.
Yep.
So you can get into some pretty funny shenanigans with both players hardcasting multiple Force of Wills in a turn.
That is interesting.
Okay, so 7 fresh ones off the top here. Netherglyph currently a 0/1.
Little guy. What do we got now?
Okay, we High Tide again. That seems to just be going through.
Okay.
Third Tide. So now every land taps for 4 whole manas.
Yep, every island.
Ponder.
Which is all of his lands. Oops, sorry.
Ponder gonna dig us for some more action. At this point, most likely just looking for a Mind's Desire. Which, how much is that going to be for? Is the official term a lot?
I think so. I think
yeah.
What's the number that you look for in a deck like this for? Is it just insurmountable as far as
typically once you're ready to cast a Mind's Desire, it's going to be for 10 or more.
Okay.
But I think even if you Mind's Desire for 7, that's still a very good spot to be in.
Okay.
Because it's effectively a time spiral.
Yeah.
Possibly even better because it also generates mana off of being able to cast things for free. But typically once they Mind's Desire for 12 or more, the game is effectively over.
Yeah, definitely. Unless you want to make them play it out for fun, but it's you can just go next.
I'm just saying it's hard for the Mind's Desire deck to fizzle if it's for that much.
Definitely. Andrew's still holding in there. He's got something up his sleeve, maybe. Got a lot of lands.
A lot of lands, and it looks like creatures mainly.
Yeah, that's like half lands, right? Maybe I'm mistaken, but.
Yeah, sadly with these wheel effects, you don't get to mulligan your fresh 7.
No.
Okay, so 5 mana to draw 3. Not bad
Reasonable.
when each land taps for 4.
Reasonable.
That's also gotta feel good, just reaching for your deck and picking up 3 cards.
Yeah. From the card that essentially took the spot of a land in your deck.
Yeah. Okay, that looks to be a Merchant Scroll, which at this point is likely to just get a Cunning Wish.
Yeah, I can see that. Where's Storm count? Is that 12?
Yeah, a lot.
A lot, yeah. Speaking technically,
yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, we're very likely to get a Cunning Wish with this, and then also just... We're probably at enough Storm to just Brain Freeze Andrew here.
I mean, if you want to be boring about it, right? I'm just kidding.
What's better, Blue Sun for 50?
It's definitely more flavorful.
Yeah.
And there's a amount of culture. I think he.
Oh,
Just pact to make
pact
sure
of negation to make sure everything else goes through.
he doesn't know what's in his hand. Okay, fair enough. He must already have what he needs. Let's see what it is, though. 4 more mana?
Yep, adding a lot more mana to the pool.
A lot more, right.
Oh, it looks like we're going to be chaining a couple more Lorien revealeds here. Card's also pretty good in Pauper, right?
Oh, yeah. All the cyclers see play.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think the white one does so much, but the...
Eagles of the North.
Yeah, I'm not sure where that one sees play.
Yeah.
Death and Taxes doesn't use it like that, right?
How many decks in Pauper are really playing basic planes?
White Weenies. This is a decent deck.
Oh, yeah.
Blue-white familiars. They like their...
Is Boros Bully still a deck?
Yeah. They kind of like just...
Boros Monarch now?
They call it Boros Tokens, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, it's split off into like a synthesizer build and then tokens build, you know, but that's the more bully style. That's not how it used to be.
Okay, yeah, so this is a Mind's Desire for at least... Let's keep count of this.
Well, it's for a lot, right?
Yeah. 14, and we've hit a Time Spiral and another Lorien revealed, a couple of Brainstorms.
Yeah.
The 4th High Tide.
Why not?
Now everything taps for 5.
Draw 3 cards. She's got to feel good drawing those 3 cards.
Yeah, and we even have a free...
Hand is bigger than this deck.
We have free counter magic in the Exile Zone now as well.
Mm-hmm. He is
this is another scenario where I think I enjoy my Vexing Baubles.
Yep.
Into a Mind's Desire.
Relevant. Well, he's got Echoing Truth there, right?
Oh,
he wouldn't be able to cast that free one, but you know, he does have answers for it in the main at least. Echoing Truth. Pauper legal also.
Oh yeah. The whole echoing cycle, right?
Yeah. Is it Decay and Ruin and I forget the other ones are, but Truth sees the most play for sure.
Mm-hmm. Echoing Deeps. No, that's a different card.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't remember what the other ones. I know what the black one does. -2/-2.
Yeah, I've played that one before in just like blue-black control and Pauper.
I think the red one destroys an artifact or something.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure exactly, but the blue one sees the most play. That's for sure. You can bounce goblin tokens with it. There are some
3 more off the top.
Oh, Brainstorm, he's got to put 2 back.
Are we going to Time Spiral again? I
Might as well.
I feel like... Oh, wait, I think I caught a glimpse of it. Is this... Are we winning with Jace Wielder of Mysteries?
I like that. Because you can draw in response to something to remove it, right?
The Thassa's Oracle that doesn't get hit by Dresstown.
Yep. Well, we were forced to draw through Thassa's Oracle. We still just lose to drawing out.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I do like the Jaces.
I guess it's more like a Laboratory Maniac in that sense.
Right. But it doesn't die to Lightning Bolt.
Gonna find the 5th High Tide of the game.
Yep.
If that sounds strange at all, that someone has cast 5 copies of the same spell in a deck where you're limited to 4 per, just a reminder that we have shuffled everything back in at least once here.
At least once. Might happen again too.
There's the Jace.
But is he gonna blue scene it?
Oh, wait, I guess maybe he's just not playing Cunning Wish at all in this version of the deck.
I guess not, because everything's main, right?
Yeah, because he has also got, like, the Echoing Truth at main as well. Another really fun thing about... Yeah, so at this point we're just trying to draw the rest of our deck. Kind of interesting that I haven't been keeping track of how deep into Andrew's deck we've gotten at this point, but we have yet to draw the second Mind's Desire.
That's true. Very true.
I think that's mostly what we're digging for to empty our library.
Except that y'all just exile it all. I guess any draw spell to win.
Very readable board state from Andrew here, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, sixth high tide number 6. Everything now taps for 7 mana.
7. Andrew, hold on to the mana. He wants to wait. He's gonna wait until I tap for 8.
Dress down, draw, cycle, and another card deeper.
Yeah, his hand is definitely bigger than his library at this point.
Oh, and this is the Blue Sun Zenith playmat, right? The Strixhaven one, Mystical Archive.
Mm-hmm.
The Japanese version, right?
Right, yeah.
What card is that? Is that another Merchant Scroll?
I don't know. Tameo better than Ragavan. Well, I don't know about that one. Definitely blocks Ragavan.
Is there a chance that Andrew is fizzled here? Well, no, we still have 2 Time Spirals we can cast for free, so...
He's just trying to do it without having to do that, right?
Yeah.
He's trying to deck out, but... if all else fails, he can't start again. Oh,
gonna make another bunch of mana. Turnabout again.
And then you do the hokey pokey. Turn yourself about.
That's what it's all about.
That's what I heard. Yep.
Oh, Time Spiral from hand.
We're gonna pay mana for this one. Oh.
Brazen Borrower on the Jace.
Okay. He's got a Force of Will to cast for free, right? I mean...
yeah.
He's got a... Notably, this 5 mana still floating, right?
Yeah. now, if we spike a Mind's Desire off of this Time Spiral, the game does just end on the spot.
Why is that?
Because you just exile the rest of your deck.
Okay.
At this point, the storm count is high enough that whatever is left in Andrew's deck is just going to get flipped over by Mind's Desire.
Yeah. And then you can just wait till you draw your draw step or just cast any number of the draw spells available, right?
Yeah. So it looks like that Brazen Borrower does get countered, right? Because Jace is still in play.
Yeah. Okay, maybe play the dress downs just to not shuffle them back in.
Yeah. Okay. Draw 3 cards.
Here we go again.
Which, was it? We've cast 6 High Tides now, so
7.
Yeah, 7 High Tides now. So we tap for 8 mana. So Lorien Reveal
9.
better than Ancestral Recall now because you're spending less than 1 island tap on it.
It's called value.
Yeah. Okay, brainstorming.
Are we on 9 High Tides now? We cast another 2.
I think that might have been the 8th one.
Ponder. That's such.
So if we're in Andrew's seat here, are we kind of just hoping that other Andrew fizzles here?
I'm not sure what his thought is. Cause, I mean, from my perspective, I don't think he can. But maybe he knows more about the matchup than I do because I'm actually not very familiar with it. But he seems to keep making proactive plays. You know, casting the petty theft. He's got other cards in hand. Yeah, it looks like another petty theft.
I mean, I will say this is kind of a good moment to talk about this. You are under no obligation to concede until you know your dad.
Yeah, 100%. And he did get another petty theft off of the reshuffle, so he's definitely got spells to cast and all the mana he would need to cast them.
It's just that we're unlikely to see Andrew not win the
That's my assumption.
This turn at this point.
Yeah. Either one of them, right?
Yeah.
Either Andrew.
Yeah.
Let's draw another 3. Big fan of drawing cards.
Okay, we're gonna Merchant Scroll.
Maybe did you play Brain Freeze?
Considering that we've cast multiple Merchant Scrolls, I think we don't play a Brain Freeze.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I think we just try to win with Jace.
Wow. Yeah.
Jace is the place, as they say, right?
Yeah, yeah. Definitely no Coney Wish though.
Okay, there's the other Mind's Desire.
There we go.
But we're gonna stifle the Storm Trigger.
Oh, jeez, stifle. Pact. Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna Pact of Negation. Now is the storm allowed to happen?
Vigorously resolves it. Count it out. Andrew making the right play, making him play through it, I think.
Yep,
There we go.
gonna flip the whole deck. And then we're gonna cast another Dress Down for the
Dress down
W.
for the win.
We're gonna bounce the Jace with the Brazen Borrower, and we're going to tap a single island to cast a Force of Will. And there it is.
Gotta feel good.
We're halfway through the round and possibly halfway through the match.
Yeah, yeah. That was fun to watch.
Yeah. Was it? Andrew Richardson's proclivity for Stifle is a very big thing in a lot of these combo matchups.
Mm-hmm.
Was it Stifle printed also in Scourge is actually printed as a natural counter to the Storm mechanic.
Yeah. This is a big fan of Stifle.
Have you gotten to Stifle someone's Storm Trigger before?
Yeah.
Is it fun?
I've done the Cascade triggers as well.
Oh, yeah.
Creative Technique. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good feeling. 1 mana. Answer so many different things. I remember I countered Initiative ETB triggers. Well.
Yeah.
You can have your 4/3. That's fine with me.
It's kind of interesting because Stifle is very much one of these cyclically relevant cards where there are times where it just isn't good at all.
It's only used for lands, right?
Yeah, and it seems like in more recent times we are seeing a lot of scenarios where Stifle is very good, especially if you have built-in synergies in your deck with things like Phyrexian Dreadnought or Null Drifter.
Null Drifter, yeah.
Or was it Uro?
Uro? Mm-hmm. There's the new one,
Flage?
Yeah, Flage. It's a decent one to stifle the Evoke. Or not, it's not Evoke,
it's the Escape Clause.
The Escape Clause, there you go.
Oh, Tishana's Tidebinder, a Storm Trigger.
Yeah, there you go.
This is the resident fish enthusiast that Calvin was talking about here.
Nice. Yeah, that deck's been doing really well recently from what I hear.
Oh, Merfolk?
Yeah. And across multiple formats, it's showing up in some top 8s and stuff. I think somebody won the NRG in Modern with it. Right? Yeah.
It's always nice to see kind of like what were they called now? Kindred decks make a comeback.
Kindred, right? Yeah.
Decks themed around creature types.
Yes.
Like Eldrazi.
Like Eldrazi, yeah.
Yeah.
We saw that earlier. That was quite the house.
Now, if only humans can make a comeback in Modern.
Yeah, I'm not too sure about that.
Yeah, very unlikely.
They seem to have a lot of tools at their disposal, a lot of creatures with relevant abilities, but for some reason just not weaving together in the right way. I don't know. Elves, I mean, kind of making a comeback. You got Priest of Titania.
Oh yeah, Priest of Titania Wirewood symbiote as well.
Yeah.
There's also the new Aladomri.
Yeah, that one looks pretty cool actually.
That one's essentially future sight for creatures, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Then you also get to like show and tell something in your hand essentially, right?
Oh, I need to read the full text on that card.
I think it's a green tap just tap 2 creatures you control, and then you put any creatures from your hand or top of your library into play. I believe. I haven't actually seen it played too much, but I thought it would be.
Oh, okay, no. You do have to tap it as well.
Oh, it as well. Okay.
So it is subject to summoning sickness.
Right. Yeah.
Thankfully.
Yes, it's it and 2 other creatures.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Tap 2 untapped creatures. Yeah.
That's pretty. I mean, in an elf deck, you're gonna have a plethora of that.
If you draw your Crater Hoof, you just hoof, there it is.
Yeah. You can core that in a turn, so this is hardly ever summoning sick, right?
I think I've even seen this show up in some Yawgmoth lists.
Okay.
Specifically, the ones running Birthing Ritual.
Yeah, Birthing Ritual's not Birthing Pod, but it's pretty close.
It's you look at the top 7, right, and then
yeah.
then you can choose if you want to pod something and play into something that you've looked at, right?
Yeah. That's interesting. Yeah, I have seen that show up in some Yogg builds. There's the whole nightmare deck around it and stuff.
Ah, yes.
And SpongeBob sleeves. Flavorful.
Equal enthusiast for both fish and high tide, it seems.
Yeah. Do the merfolk, do they get a +1/+1 from the sleeves as well? Is SpongeBob count as a lord? Or
I don't know. Can fish eat pineapple?
I hope so. Pineapple's pretty good. I mean,
yeah.
I had to keep that away from a kindred type.
I think we have to wait until Universes Beyond SpongeBob.
That's next year, right?
Yeah.
Next
right after Universes Beyond Fortnite.
Yeah.
Okay. Looking at looking at game 2 here, we open up with a Daze on Andrew V's Ponder here.
Aggressive.
And it hopefully, okay, we're gonna be brainstorming here, but I was gonna say hopefully Andrew R is going to be able to stick a threat sooner rather than later. Kind of, as we mentioned, time is of the essence here. You don't really want to let the High Tide deck get sort of 4 or 5 lands really is the sweet spot for this deck.
Yeah, sounds about right.
You can technically win with just 3 lands in play, but it takes a very specific sequence of cards to do that.
Okay. Maybe we'll get to see Tameo. Oh, there's the frog.
There's the frog.
Then maybe we can see this Andrew draw through half of his deck with Tameo this time.
Yeah.
The frog is
But yeah, especially if you're continually disrupting your opponent turn after turn, frog is very good at continually drawing you into answers.
Yes.
Okay, so we see if, and at this point, this is kind of exactly what we expect Andrew R to be doing. A Force of Will on this Merchant Scroll, just aggressively trading 1-for-1 with the High Tide deck while being able to sort of gas up with this frog.
He wants him to be
being able to throw away extraneous resources to sort of reduce or increase the clock on the opponent. One fresh one off the top, and that looked like a Douthie Voidwalker to me.
That's good in the matchup.
Yeah.
Looking for his 3rd land, maybe.
Who
is that? That's Tameo, right? That's the flip card.
You mean the one that got discarded?
Oh, that's true. Oh, that 1 power is more relevant, right?
Yeah.
I have more of those. So no shuffle. Maybe we get to see the Tameo. And
yep, we see we see the new 2-sided Planeswalker come down.
Inquisitive Student.
Yes. What's the condition? You have to draw your 3rd card in a turn.
Yeah.
Right. So, yeah.
So we've already drawn the cards in your entries.
Yeah.
You won't see that happen yet, but when you draw your 3rd card, it flips. Then it makes clues. Pretty good.
Does it investigate as part of the trigger, or?
On the declare of attack, right? Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so before blockers or anything, you still get to make your clue.
And remind me, the on the flip side, it's
it starts at 2 loyalty.
It starts at 2 loyalty.
It has a +2.
The plus reduces the attack.
By
the
1, yeah.
The minus is a regrowth effect, right?
Yes. Return a spell to your hand, and if it's green, you draw a card. I think. Yeah. Then the minus, the ult is just draw half your library.
Okay, so
And you have no
here
maximum hand size.
here we see a dress down to hopefully stop any Psychic Frog or Tameo shenanigans here. If
So he's doing it after declare though.
Okay, so we're going to be discarding a Douthie because that's unlikely to come down, and the extra damage is going to matter more here. And we are going
Stifling
to
the fetch.
Or no, is that stifling the draw on?
Oh, is that what it was? No, 'cause I thought he had fetch. Maybe he did.
Oh, okay.
And he's gonna island cycle. Maybe I'm wrong. But I thought, yeah, he put a fetch in the grave at least.
I thought that's where the third island came from.
Was that what it was? Okay.
Maybe.
I looked away for a second.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, so I guess just stifling the draw. I mean, really just being aggressive, like you said, keeping him low on his resources.
Okay, getting bobbled. That looked kind of like a snap to me.
It looked blue. It looked blue, I can tell you that much. Snap's a good one. Snap's a popper legal also.
Yeah. Its best friend, Cloud of Fairies, unfortunately banned.
Got the hammer. It's too good. Obviously, it's
or actually, fortunately, got the hammer right.
Yeah. Days got the hammer too.
Days, Probe, Gush.
Gush, Gataxian Probe, and Mystic Sanctuary.
Yeah,
all just
yeah.
you say, stop, guys. Delver's too strong.
Was it in Pauper? You could loop Mystic Sanctuary and Deprive, right?
Yeah, I think so. That's before I started playing, but yeah, I've heard about that. Because that one uses a counterspell and return as additional cost, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Days has already been banned by the time Sanctuary was printed. I believe? I don't know. I didn't start playing Pauper till about 2 years ago. When the Soldier's Companion ban happened.
Yeah.
That's when I started playing.
Force of Will on the snap. Or Force of Negation on the snap.
Relevant.
Okay, we make another clue.
That's quite the inquisitive student.
So what was this? Just blue-black Ophidians?
Yeah. Oh.
Bit of an extra mana investment for Tameo here, but we're kind of in the era where creatures both have impact when you play them, and also the longer they stick around.
Yeah. Well, I guess you've got a lot more control over when you're going to be flipping your Tameo, because you can just brainstorm at any time, right? Maybe you just wanted to stock up on these clues, or...
I mean, at this point, yeah, drawing upwards of 3 cards per turn is going to mean that we kind of just keep on being able to answer what the High Tide player, Andrew, is doing here.
Yeah. It's also, so these clues can make for a good Echoing Truth target.
Yeah, Andrew with the draft islands.
Mismatched. Beautiful.
Beautiful. Perfectly mismatched, as all things should be.
Yeah. It's either they all match or none of them match. There's no in between. There you go. Flips them. With the bobble draw and the clue crack. Yep.
Yeah.
Nice.
And looks like even though we've forced multiple times here, no shortage of forces in Andrew's hand here.
No. They play a full 8?
Yeah. I can see it.
Yeah. And 4 stifles. I mean,
that stifles possibly some fluster storms in the sideboard as well.
Definitely. I can see that. Mindbreak Trap, maybe? I'm not sure. The cards become more relevant these days, right?
I think Mindbreak Trap is you're much less likely to see that in out of blue decks than you are out of non-blue decks.
That's
right?
fair. That's fair because they already have access to Fluster Storm and things.
Or just like other
Regular, yeah.
proper counter magic. Okay, Tamiya's gonna regrow a Force of Negation here, so double protection from Andrew here. I'm sure Andrew doesn't feel great about that.
No.
Well, Andrew actually feels pretty good about that.
Well, it depends.
Depends on which Andrew.
Andrew you're talking
Yeah.
about. Well, so who do you think's favored to win, Andrew or?
I think my money's on Andrew here.
That's fair. But I wouldn't put it past Andrew to take this one line down. He was pretty good.
Looks like we can just do an attack for lethal here.
Yep.
Yeah, and
All right.
we're going to be going to game 3 with 12 minutes left on the clock. However,
Plenty of time.
the high tide deck, very well known for being able to win during turns.
Okay. Oh, because their turn is
Yeah, they just win in a single turn.
Yeah, although it was a 30-minute game 1, it was 2 or 3 turns at the end. There was most of that time.
Well, most of that time was was spent during one turn.
Yeah, very true. Yeah, because Andrew had his mana floating the whole time from the one net. I then cast multiple spells. Got high tide on the play this time, though. I think it was Andrew R was on the play for game 1, right?
Yeah.
See if that makes a difference.
Actually, I wouldn't, kind of looking at what Andrew's drawn here, I wouldn't be surprised if his wastelands are just in the sideboard.
Oh, just it's a useless card, right?
Yeah, just it's better if it's a spell.
Yeah, I can see that.
We're kind of unlikely to be needing the colorless mana for it between things. If the 2 mana spells are going to be things like Murktide or Psychic Frog.
Yeah, you don't want to have a dead wasteland.
Yeah.
I can see that. I can respect that as a basic land abuser myself.
Yep, so we just see a little bit of Drago here. Let's see if we have a frog from Andrew here.
So that's the new art, right? From the Bloodstained
the Bloodstained Mire, yeah.
Interesting one. I need to pick up a couple of those.
And we see a Douthie Voidwalker here.
Yep. And it was it met the field. Okay, Brainstorm goes to death.
Now, if it does end up being untapped during Andrew's combo turn, which we are very unlikely to see, it is really funny to be able to steal your opponent's Mind's Desire with it.
Storm count is right?
Yeah.
Wow. Samuel coming down early this time. Love to see it. Stifle. Got him. He has any wastelands. He has stifles. It's like a wasteland. Yeah.
It's a 1 mana Stone Rain.
Exactly.
Wasteland is a 1 mana Stone Rain that makes you skip a land drop.
Yeah, I could see that.
Or I suppose 0, but you skip a land drop,
Yeah.
which is effectively more brutal than 1 mana.
Yeah. Does take a toll, like a daze, but it gets the job done. It's definitely worth. Is that a high tide?
Yeah, looks like we're kind of going for it.
I was looking at that. I don't know why it looked like a True Name Nemesis, and I was like, why would that be post side or pre side?
Walks right into a daze, which he decides to not pay for. Which
better things to do with his mana.
Yeah.
I guess.
I'm sure Andrew would love it if the Douthie cast that High Tide for free.
Thank you, sir.
Andrew living up to his name with the Stifle. Yeah, it's his signature move.
And it's been doing work this whole match, honestly.
Hmm.
And now we've got the Goyf. Looking to be a 2/3? Yeah. both Andrews just 7-card hands here.
Yeah.
But only one has creatures. Yep. Oh, that's a lot of
4 time spirals in hand, and yeah, that looks to be Andrew packing it up and Andrew running away with the victory here.
Congratulations, Andrew.
Yeah. Okay, that was a pretty long match to get through, so we will are we going to be covering a round 4 match?
I'm not. I know there was talk of something, but
there was talk of something. Yeah, we'll get back to you all about that, but for now, don't go anywhere, and we'll see you shortly. Okay, hi everyone. So we're gonna be seeing some familiar faces here again. So we're with Eugene on Eldrazi again, and let me get the overlay properly set up. So, and on the left, we're going to be seeing Ollie on
What's he on?
Mono Black Helm.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Couple of classics again. See if Eugene can.
Yeah, this was the matchup I played round 4 of the store credit event.
Ah, okay,
yeah,
that's why it sounds familiar.
Yeah, so hopefully Ollie can get his revenge on me,
Right.
but with Eugene by proxy. Yeah.
We will see. Should be exciting. it. I like his playmat over there.
Oh yeah, no, that's a really nice one.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Eldrazi being showing a commanding performance tonight, already 3-0. I was talking to him in between rounds. He said he's only dropped 1 game.
Yeah. No, this Eldrazi deck is very good.
It's real.
I wouldn't say it's like the breakout deck, but
Necro, right? I mean,
Necro or Nadu. But
Sure, Nadu.
it is one of the decks that you can play or you can build in kind of a million different ways, which makes it kind of a super interesting deck building puzzle to be solving. But
Yeah.
it kind of, well, in the face of Blue-Black Scam getting access to Psychic Frog, which drastically swings the mono-red Stompy matchup,
Okay.
just because with their damage-based removal, it's almost impossible to kill.
Right, definitely.
It very much swings those matchups. So this is kind of just my opinion currently. I'm going to need to just test mono red a little bit
Time will
more,
tell, right?
but kind of Eldrazi currently seems to be the future of Ancient Tomb decks in the format.
Okay, I can see that. They're able to play, with how many different soul lands do they have access to with the like 16 total or something?
It's to the point where I wasn't even playing any City of Traders on Sunday, and for the record, I own a playset and it was a proxy friendly event. So if I was going to play City of Traders in that deck, I had no excuse. It's just that between Eye of Ugin, Eldrazi Temple, and Ancient Tomb, you barely even need them.
You have to have at least a couple colored sources, right? I mean,
unlike Modern, Ugin's Labyrinth is like not even a consideration in Legacy.
Yeah, I wouldn't think it would be. It's just a bad Ancient Tomb. New cards being explained.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful.
Yeah, so that's a turn 1 It That
wow.
Heralds the End, and then a turn 1 Dark Ritual into Black Market Connections.
Oh, that's a Dark Ritual. That's
would you like to let chat know what that card does?
Dark Ritual Connection. I have to pull it up here myself. It's a new one for me. Let me see here. Ooh,
Yeah, so
Black Market Connections. It's
Commander Legends Battle for Baldur's Gate.
Yep, 2 generic and a black enchantment at the beginning of your pre-combat main phase. Choose 1 or more. You can create a treasure token and lose 1 life. You can draw a card and lose 2 life. You can create a 3/2 colorless shapeshifter creature token and you lose 3 life. So you can lose 6 life.
You lose 6 life to get a treasure, a card, and a creature. Doesn't seem bad.
Value?
Yeah.
Yeah. On turn 1, it's value.
Now, speaking of value, a very explosive turn 2 from Eugene here.
I looked away for 2 seconds.
Yeah, no, an Eye of Ugin into a Fleshraker, into an It That Heralds, into a third It That Heralds, into an attack for 4 with our turn 1 play. So paying 6 life looking a lot less appealing here, considering the fact that
He's staring down,
if my math is correct, Eugene has 17 power, or no, has 20 power in play right now.
So it's 3, 3, 3, 3.
No, each of the heralds
are 3s, right?
are 4 power, because there's 2 other lords.
Oh,
They have
are
2
they
base power.
Oh, they're 2 base power.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought they were 1. Okay. And then the Fleshraker is 2 base power, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, jeez, that's
a lot.
It's lethal. It's more than enough.
Yeah.
And plus, you cast 1 spell and it's going to ATB another Scion and do more damage. And what are these though?
This is what we're making off the Black Market Connections.
The Mercenary and the Treasure. Okay, makes sense. Oh, and the new.
And it looks like we're going to be casting a Fel the Profane, tapping our Ancient Tomb.
4 mana. Wow, 4 mana kill spell.
But if we just attack out here, I don't see how Ollie gets out of this. The Eldrazi deck just far too fast and far too relentless.
That was nuts. This
And
is Eldrazi Winter all over again, man.
yeah.
I'm still nightmares.
And we can just get rid of the blocker here, and
Kozilek's
Ollie packs it up.
I think you played one card that was not in Modern Horizons 3 that game. The land.
two lands.
Yeah, so 2 lands. That's about it. All right, sure. Well, the token is technically from a different set too, but it's the correct token.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot. Burning Tree vibes. Yep. What was that? Eldrazi one? Eldrazi Mimic, right?
Yeah.
Where you could do that with the Reality Smashers.
So Eldrazi Mimic.
Mm-hmm.
Are you familiar with how that card interacts with It That Heralds the End? So if there's an It That Heralds the End and a Mimic in play, and you play, say, another card, it gets the pump from It That Heralds the End, which Eldrazi Mimic sees when it takes on the power and toughness, and then it gets pumped again by It That Heralds.
That's interesting.
So if you have an It That Heralds and a Mimic in play, and you play a Thought-Knot Seer,
right.
Thought-Knot enters as a 5/5, which then the Mimic is allowed to become a 5/5, and then it gets +1/+1, so it's 6/6.
But then the Thought-Knot's the 5/5 still, and then the Mimic is 6/6. That's interesting.
So Mimics effectively get +2/+2 from It That Heralds.
That's a cool.
So yeah,
I'm assuming you've done that before if you know about it already.
No, I think actually Max Gilmore told me about that.
Okay, so did you play Mimic in your list?
No, I've yet to try Mimic in the list just because one, toughness is a bit of a hard sell, and at the same time, just you have so many good cards, especially the ones from Modern Horizons 3.
Yeah, why play a card that has to be good because of other cards? We can just play all good cards.
Yeah.
Sure. Individual value is better. I have nightmares about the Eldrazi Mimic into Reality Smash off of a Simeon Seer. It was the back in the day.
turn 1 triple Mimic off an Eye of Ugin. Turn 2 Temple Spirit Guide Smasher, attack for 20.
Yup. It's a real thing. It happened. It was,
although what wasn't it ultimately the blue-white Eldrazi deck that came out on top in that modern format?
I think so.
Where you were playing what was the white one called again? Displacer,
yeah.
And then you were also playing Drowner of Truth.
Drowner of Truth, yeah. Drowner of Truth is 6 mana, right?
6 mana, and it makes 2 1/1 Scions.
Yeah.
Very easy to confuse with the Eldrazi Spawn.
Yes, they do. They have power though. Yeah.
Yeah.
A little different. But they
good thing Kozilek's command makes Spawn and not Scions.
Oh yeah. I mean, It That Herald the End turned them into Scions.
Yeah.
Right.
Better 1/2s.
1/2s. Doesn't that a Bowmaster?
Best power toughness ratio in the game. 1/2.
1/2. Yeah.
Stoneforge Mystic.
Yeah.
That's about it in terms of what I can think of right now.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know.
Deathrite Shaman.
Oh sure. Yeah. I was gonna say Delver's a 3/2, but yeah, 1/2. Yeah.
What was it? Our Merfolk enthusiast here, Rashadan Dockhand is a 1/2, right?
Notably, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, New Johnny. It's a 1/2. Yeah.
Yeah, it is a 1/2 that makes a 2/1, right?
Yep.
Then if they Bowmaster your token, Johnny just flips, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we see a turn 2 Dark Ritual into Shieldred.
Powerful.
Yeah. Not bad. So this is kind of going to be another old-fashioned race. It just depends on how quickly Eugene can explode here.
Yeah.
That's kind of been my experience with the Eldrazi deck. Is that you don't have the most powerful turn 1s, but your deck can actually go crazy starting on turn 2.
Yeah. I think it's like you were talking about earlier. It's just a case of these old new cards that came into the format and shook things up, just being overshadowed or outshined by these new ones. Not so much right now, but Does have him down to 12.
Sheoldred, indeed, it's a very fast clock, and I think just Eugene might have anticipated more of a Helm combo focused draw from Ollie and just isn't ready for a 4/5 death touch that also just kills you outside of combat.
Yeah. Just sit on you.
Notably,
we can bounce it, right?
We can bounce it with the Wastegate Battle Mage, but I don't see the second black from Ollie here, but it would buy us time. Ooh, here's where we figure out if there's a Caracas in Eugene's deck or not.
Oh, I don't know. I got a glance at it earlier, but I did not get that close of a look. It would be a nice time to grab one now.
Okay, so hopefully gonna set up for something big next turn. Okay, so we snuff out the Myco spawn. Notably, devoid also means non-black. Going down to 4 and then going down to 2 on the draw step.
So a little less flashy than last game, but
it's now or never.
Very one-sided, just like the other one. Another Disruptor Flute.
Or wait, was the 4 already taking into account the draw step? I think maybe it was.
I think, yeah, he anticipated it.
Yeah, but probably just gonna scoop it up here.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, he's sweating about it though. He's got something in mind. 2/3. Dramatic Ancient 2.
Whatever happens probably has to start with a Flesh Raker here.
I can see that.
Take 2.
So they have a lot of ways to gain life in the deck. I'm not
in the Eldrazi deck.
Yeah.
If I'm thinking to my current list and what I think Eugene's list looks like, 0 life gain in the whole deck.
In the whole 75?
Yeah.
Okay. Just go.
Which is one of the advantages of the Cloud Post version of Eldrazi. You do have your classic Glimmer Posts, which Glimmer Post also a pretty solid card in conjunction with what's it called?
The Nexus you're talking about, or?
No, the One Ring.
Oh, the One Ring, yeah.
Being able to gain life after losing life.
Yeah, definitely. Did he bounce it and then flute it?
Yeah, or possibly the other way around. Okay, so it looks like Ollie's gonna take 3.
Right, but he won't be able to recast it, right?
Yeah.
He's gotta cast it
And yeah.
But it doesn't matter.
No. He has the mana. Two Ancient Tombs plus.
Oh, sure. Yeah, he does.
Plus 3 black. Yeah.
Just enough.
Okay, so we're gonna see a game 3 in this, which, I don't know if Eugene has played any game 3s so far this day.
I think he did. Who did he say he dropped the game against? I don't remember, but he said he only one loss tonight. Yeah.
But.
Death and Taxes got him.
Bad news for Ollie here. Eugene is on the play going into game 3.
Yeah, see if he keeps a more explosive hand.
Just even compared to something like a Red Stompy, this Eldrazi deck is one of the most play draw dependent decks I've ever played.
Okay. Just because of the power of your turn 2s?
Yeah.
Okay, makes sense. Yeah, I mean, being on 3/4 mana when your opponent's on 1 land is pretty strong.
I mean, it's one of the first times in a while where we've really just seen a completely straightforward aggro deck be good in Legacy. No offense meant to my Merfolk enjoyers here.
That's nothing. That's just a classic. That's nothing new, you know?
Yeah.
Everybody knows they lose to Merfolk if they get enough lords in play.
How many is enough?
3.
Okay, yeah. Sounds about right.
I got a friend who plays it, and it's just... I hear people talking badly about the deck. I'm like, you want to play them? Because they'll beat you. They'll beat you every time. Speaking
of kind of like creature-type decks, that kind of reminds me of how crazy Angels in Pauper in Pioneer can be.
Oh, I've heard of that, yeah.
Yeah.
They got one that taps for mana and one that gives counters equal to another number of angels you control when it enters or something, that can get out of hand.
And then there's the other one where it's like if you're 7 points above your starting life total,
the human,
everything
right?
gets +2/+2.
Oh no, yeah, that's the 3-mana one.
Yeah.
There's the cleric, I think, the speaker of something. Where
it makes 4/4. It makes Sarah Angels. Yeah.
If you're 7 life total ahead, right? Something like that.
Anyways, this is not Legacy at all.
Not at all. But just tribal decks or kindred decks, I should say. Yes.
Typal decks.
Theme decks, creature theme decks. Very powerful. I guess Eugene's a big fan. Goes straight from one to the other with the
goblins to spaghetti monsters.
Yeah, you know.
I mean, there is a card in Modern Horizons 3 that is both of those things. There is the Spawn Gang Commander.
Oh yes, yeah. I did hear about that one. It's devoid, right?
Mm-hmm.
Ah.
Yeah, it's an Eldrazi goblin. It's an Eldrazi Siege Gang.
It's just like Siege Gang, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
You pay 2 to sack it and do 2. It's the same exact ability, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's adorable. I think it's not even a rare, right? It's an uncommon, I think.
Yeah, it is.
Siege Gang Commanders are rare. I don't know. I think it is. And now they have a Lord, too. A 2-mana Lord. Just like all the other Kindred decks.
Okay, so looks like Eugene is keeping his hand, and Ollie's still pondering his 6.
Oh, thank you, Eugene, for showing
yeah
clearly with the die. Okay. We're locked in.
And Eugene's going to take us away with an Ancient Human a pass. Again, a bit of an uneventful turn 1, and we're probably just going to see a tap land from an untapped land into a Thoughtseize. Going to see what's going on Eugene's side.
Let me see what I'm getting into here. Let him know where he's got to go for.
Are we going to respond with a Disruptor Flute here?
Oh, that's an option. Okay.
Do we just want to avoid getting helmed? So Eugene did have the option of just playing a Line Breaker turn 1 there. But maybe wanting to save that Lotus Petal for bigger and better things. Ollie himself looks to be sitting on a pair of Snuff Outs and a Black Market Connections, but 0...
a couple Ancient Tombs, yeah.
0 Swamps.
True.
Also, funnily enough, between the 2 Ancient Tombs, the Connections, the Snuff Outs, the MDFC, and the Thoughtseize, every single card that we see from Ollie right now deals him damage.
Very true.
So this could also be a very quick one if Ollie is unable to come up with answers here. Interesting that we're so kind of... Oh, wait, we took the Line Breaker, so... Mm-hmm. Are we maybe just looking to get this Null Drifter on the hardcast?
The flute was flashed in.
Yeah, it was.
So we don't know what he called, right? But...
So currently this Null Drifter costs 6 mana, which we look to be doing with both the Ancient Tomb and the Temple and the Lotus Petal.
Okay.
So yeah, we're going to be drawing 2 cards and making a 4/4.
With Annihilator 1.
With Annihilator 1.
And flying?
So yeah, this is another reason why I do enjoy Null Drifter in this deck. We hardcast it without too many issues on turn 3.
Very easily done,
yeah. It's also one of the only... I think it's the only creature in the deck that you can pay for purely with colorless... Or purely with generic mana.
Generic, right, yep.
Which has been relevant for me when my opponent has played Blood Moon.
Okay, yeah. I can see that.
Wow. Okay. Ollie very much going deep, paying 6 life here.
All 3 effects.
With an Ancient Tomb in play.
Yes, I'll take 1 of each, please.
Okay, the Swamp lets us pay even more life for the Snuff Out now, which we might have to in the face of this Null Drifter. I don't know. I mean, it's going to annihilate our life total before it annihilates the permanence, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got some hard choices to make here. is this Swamp? And we're coming down with a... So, yep, hardcast enough out. Oh, not hardcast at all. He will pay...
Pay the 4.
Pay the 4, goes to 3.
And that is a Knight of the Ebon, or no, it's the Exsanguinator Cavalry. So a lifelink creature looking to potentially kind of negate some of this life loss that we've had here.
Yeah, relevant.
So Eugene gonna have to come up with some answers pretty quickly here.
He's got
but
a Battle Mage.
We do have the Battle Mage, and I think the mana to double kick it, but it looks like we're thinking about a Myco spawn here as well.
Yeah, that would answer the connections in the... Okay.
Is there any way that we can do all of the above? Can we... So... Myco spawn is 4 mana. Okay, so we are going for this, and it looks like we are going to double kick it.
Oh, because the cost reduced from the eye.
Yeah.
And then yeah.
Yeah, and which it just costs blue green colorless, which is not easy to achieve, but we have it here.
Right. Yeah.
So return the cavalry and exile the connections.
Okay.
Then the question is, well, we don't have green mana to play this follow-up Myco spawn.
It's just forcing him to use the Ancient Tube another time?
Yeah. Which I don't know if he can afford to.
I don't think he
can. Okay, so we see a push on the Battle Mage and an attack
to a Flesh Raker.
And an attack for 3 from the Changeling, right?
Yes, it's 3/2, I think it was.
Okay, Urborg, a very big pickup for Ollie
here.
here.
You can tap it for mana now.
Yeah. Now, I mean, this also means that Eugene can...
Eugene got a fistful lands and way to get more lands.
Sadly, Eldrazi Temple doesn't count for 2 mana for activating Eye of Ugin. It is a little bit unfortunate, but... And I have gotten in situations where I have been able to activate Eye of Ugin in Eldrazi, but...
What's the activation on that?
7. 7, and you search your library for a colorless creature and put it into your hand.
No stipulations on the just has to be colorless?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
So very often you would also see Cloudpost decks search for walking ballistas that way.
Okay. Yeah. Makes sense. Or Emrakul, right?
Yeah, Emrakul, Ulamog.
Yeah.
Now you can just keep tutoring up more Myco spawns.
And just keep going?
Yeah.
Oh my god. That's crazy. Just islands for me, please. I can't handle all that.
So it looks like we're exiling the Urborg and with the kicker on Myco spawn. Now the question is, are we gonna go for a wasteland or just another bit of mana?
Wasteland would hit hard.
Are we trying to activate the eye here?
If he takes out this second Black Source though, he's kind of left hanging.
Cavalry has Menace, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Okay. I'm not too familiar with that one. It's
Yeah, it's another commander card.
It's a knight, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
A vampire knight.
Yeah, I've seen it before, but not enough times just to know. But I do remember the knight being relevant part.
It has Menace and Lifelink.
Okay. And it's a 3/3?
It's a 2/3.
2/3, okay.
And whenever a knight you control deals combat damage, you put combat damage to a player, you put a +1/+1 counter on it, and you make a blood token.
Okay, yeah, so the knight part
So despite being at 3 life, it looks like Ollie is very much in the driver's seat of this game.
Mm-hmm.
He just has to fade something like a Kozilek's command or a line breaker from Eugene.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking. Line breaker would be the best
line breaker
tactic.
would, for lack of a better term, break this game wide open.
Yep. That's the best draw, right? I can't think of anything else. Well, he's got all the mana in the world, though. I'm not sure kind of...
Yeah, we might be able to just go Null Drifter into Null Drifter into...
It's reduced cost. Yeah, it's... Null Drifter's a good card.
Okay, so we're going to pay 2 life to Fell the Profane.
Oof.
Going down to 1 life.
And attack. Get back up to 3. Lifelink's pretty good.
Also, we might have to worry about something like a Flesh Raker into a Kozilek's command from Eugene.
Yep.
But
Flesh Raker is nuts.
So this is probably going to come down to the wire, but it's going to require Eugene to draw things that are not lands.
Well, that's the opposite of what happened.
And it looks like Eugene is about to go to 1 on the next turn.
Oh, because it puts the counter? Oh, because it's a shapeshifter.
It's a shapeshifter.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's some good...
That's some good deck building.
Yeah. Yep. Good player, that guy. So he's going to be
he's thinking about activating the eye.
Glory 6, so he cannot withstand another attack.
Do we have enough to just get a line breaker and cast it?
Cast lethal.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, it's 4.
Because it's self to the +1.
He's looking at the Flesh Raker, but I mean, why are we not just getting a line breaker here?
He's got the color mana. I mean, One Ring? He doesn't have the mana for that. Oh, it has to be a creature, right?
It has to be a creature, and it has to be colorless. But luckily, the line breaker is devoid. Yeah,
there it is.
There it is.
Boom, boom. Bing, bang, boom. Snuff it out. Come on.
Doesn't have the life to pay.
I know.
Yeah.
Literally cannot cast it, even if he wanted to.
If he was at 4, he could.
He could.
And then go to 0.
You were allowed to do that, and then wouldn't resolve, but cost would be paid.
Yeah, and that's all she wrote.
Yeah. Crazy.
On the last possible turn.
And he had perfect mana to cast. It was wow.
Great games from these two.
Photo finish. I think that's what they call it.
Yeah. So yeah, that was another great edition of Tuesday Night Legacy. I believe we'll be coming. Well, not the two of us, but the stream will be back in about 2 weeks, I think.
Yeah, taking a little break, I think.
Yeah, and thank you everyone in chat who joined tonight.
Yeah,
and if you enjoyed this, you can support our local shop, Spellhold Games, here in Orange. I believe they even sell through TCG Player.
Yes, they do.
So go to them.
Spellholdgames.com.
Spellholdgames.com. Go to them for all your single needs, or if they will literally buy any cards from you. It's a
great shop.
Yeah. Yeah, and Legacy every Tuesdays, and we double up Legacy FNM every first Friday of the month.
Yep.
And we also have a monthly store credit event. This one will be on July 14th. And importantly, these store credit events are all proxy friendly.
So there's no excuse. Any number of proxies.
So please, if you live in kind of the general SoCal area, and you have any passing interest in Legacy as a format, please come down here. It's a great community.
Very welcoming.
Thank you, everyone, and we'll see you all next time.
Yeah, have a good night, guys.
Yep.